All right. Hello there, everyone, and welcome to Corey Loses, where today we're going to be doing some live mod work. So this is something that I try to stream on Twitch every week, but I've already done 2 of these live streams on Twitch this week, so I figured I'd do one directly on YouTube. So if you enjoy this stream, it's a bit different from what I usually do, or what you normally see in a stream, where instead of really playing the mods, we're going to be working on them. But if that interests you and you want to check out the streams on Monday afternoons on the Twitch channel, that can be found in the description. So, for the last 2 streams this week, we were working on the election mechanics. And today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. So we'll be working a bit on cleaning up some of the era change messages. So we'll be in here for the most part. And then we might also do some stuff in Instant Action and Fall of the Republic. So, let's see. Most of it is in container. So each... Move this over here. Each of the factions in a Galactic Conquest, so the Empire, Empire of the Hand, and New Republic, also have their own file. And no other factions can have their own story scripting directly, which is annoying, so we have to do some tricks. We have a container file that is sort of run from the Empire of the Hand, usually. You guys can probably hear that. I'm going to turn that down a bit. They're just loud enough to get identified by YouTube, but oh well. But yeah, so we have this file which has pretty much all of the actual story events running out of it. It's a bit more complicated now that we have era selection as a thing in the mod. So basically what happens is it finds out who you're actually playing as by combining these events with these guys in here. PC full progressive campaign. I'll actually open that in this. Where are you? This one. So yeah, this tells the game who you're actually playing as, and then it'll only show the relevant text events and all that. Because everything is semi-tied together. So that's how that works. But one of the issues in the mod right now, in the public version that you guys have, there were issues where if planets switched affiliation, trying to move the ground units off the planet would cause the script to crash. So we had to go and adapt a new way to do that. That's been handled and fixed now. So what we need to do today is the next step of fixing the messages that the player gets about the eras changing, which are set up, but they're not tied to things properly, or they don't always go off how you'd expect. So that's what we're going to start off with here. This is where all the AI switches happen for Cruel AI. This is for the vassalization, so the Hapes event that lets them become allied with the New Republic. This is what we're most interested in. And the problem I think that has happened with them is that era selection has turned them off, or has messed them up in some way. So I'm just gonna fire that up. We'll check in-game, and I want to see which of them actually go off how they're supposed to. So over here. Alright, so just loading the game. I might actually have to pop out chat. Yeah, because I gotta move it over here. I really wish they didn't get rid of the gaming stream setup on YouTube, because that was so much better for this. There. Alright, so we're going into Galactic Conquest. Let's do Art of War, so we have more there. Empire, starting era 1, that's fine. And we are going to just try to force our way through the eras. We should actually probably turn this down to recruit. Yada yada. St. Pesta just comes up. That's good. It might just be the holocrons where they don't come up. So let's see what Isard has to say.
Moving to coordinates.
Mission log updated.
Understood.
Alright, what do you want? That's the stats display, that's good. Not what we're looking for.
Order confirmed.
And you'll see you can actually tell where things are getting invaded. Thanks, Northstar. Appreciate it. Glad you enjoy it. So, but yeah, normally in previous versions, okay, we do get that. I don't know if we're gonna get the holocron, but if you got the enemy fleet approaching thing, you'd have to go here to see where it's gonna be. With the news feedback, it's basically doing a lot of what the old droid advisor did. So you'll be able to see that without having to go so far away. Alright. Product ambition. Still showing up fine in there.
Vehicle in production.
And we're just going to sell a bunch of stuff so we can afford all the era changes as fast as possible. Oh. My shoulder is killing me. Our Imperial forces are now under my control. Wishes the death of this rebellion. Now with the Empire in my hands, there will be no one to stop me from... Okay, so we're getting that properly. And Project Ambition is completed properly. We'll see when the event comes up from Thrawn. Well, I do want to tie this to only be available after you've already gotten the text from them. Yep, zero command separates, all that other stuff separates. You ever see yourself one day testing your talents in another way, such as indie game development? It's something we've talked about on the team from time to time, but it would mean that we're not doing any more of the stuff we're already doing. Because, like, obviously we couldn't do an indie Star Wars game, it'd get shut down. Especially not selling it, which at that point, if you're putting that much work into it, it's usually better if you are able to sell something. Especially because, like, I can kind of tie in working on that kind of thing to, like, channel content, which is nice. But obviously the rest of the team can't. So we'd have to find out some new way to structure everything. It'd be a big change in how we do things, really. Alright, so we got the event, we got the holocron. Alright, is there no speech for that? Okay. The stream isn't lagging, I just had it on fast forward, which makes the game lag. Alright, are we gonna get... Message. Carrick Flim has been killed. Is the holocron up? No, but air aggression. Okay, so that's there. We'll just let that play through until probably week 10. Alright, is there... I'm gonna switch back to the files for a second. I'll turn that off so you guys can see what I'm doing. Marked ambition, Thrawn requests, Thrawn recruit finish. Okay, so this didn't actually play. Does this not... Okay, so that shouldn't be tied to that. This should really just be the event. Right, because then this is tied to that. Okay. So that's not going to show up. And then that's tied to that. I see what happened there. Alright, let's open a second copy of this. So that should really just be tied to the actual tech level change. So we can do set sub-air Thrawn. Actually, let's just tie it to E level 2. So that's like that. And this should be E level 3. And this should also be... Oh, see, that's also why. No, so, okay, no, that's right. Fuck. Era selection at the start really throws off a lot of what you need to. So it's not firing G progress. Because that'd obviously make it work if, The problem is, we have to disable all the events that you would have skipped. So... If you ever see a more Star Wars canon mod in the future, like Snoke's Revenge or something, we don't really have any plans to start more mods. That would be a completely different mod. We already have a bunch underway. The air ramp related to the idea proposed in the past to untie air system from the base game tech levels. No, that's not really a thing. It needs to be tied to the actual tech levels for selection to work. But, like, that's the only real connection between them. So... relapsed. Okay, so these events don't do what we need them to. Hmm. Okay, let's try what I was doing. Let's get that back on. I think I know how this will break, but still got to try it. I mean, really, the best way to learn with any of it is just to try it. Like, we didn't know anything about what we were doing when we started, and just have to teach yourself through doing. You answer private chat questions on Discord? I try to answer whatever I can, but I can't make any promises. Alright, let's see if we can just jump straight to Era 4. The problem is right now, it'll probably play the Thrawn and Palpatine stuff. Like, I don't know very much about programming. What I do know is mostly just from watching Pawk's work or looking through stuff he's done or trying to attempt stuff myself and finding out what works or what doesn't. Alright, so let's see if that does what I'm afraid of. Hey, Kumar. Have you ever played around with any open source game development programs that you really enjoyed? I'm just curious because I think you could raise them. I've played with Unity and Unreal a little bit, like very, very small amounts.
Mission log updated.
Not enough to really make anything though. Yeah, so I know what you're talking about now, Jedi Master. Uh, so this is kind of misleading, where we still need to use them on a functional level, but they're like because we have the uh, 2 eras within Era 1, 2 eras within Era 3. Even Thrawn's era is kind of split into 2 sections because you can have that period after he dies before it jumps to Era 3. And eventually, Pelion and Dala might be combined into 2 parts of Era 4, with Era 5 used for other stuff. So it'd be better off for the game if we just displayed, like right here, Era Isard, Era Pestage, Era Thrawn, Era Palpatine, Era whatever, rather than having people rely on this. Especially because if you go over here to play as the Empire of the Hand, the Underworld UI in the base game doesn't have the Aaron or the tech level indicator because their tech worked fairly differently. So there's no indication on the Empire of the Hand of what area you're in. This is okay. I mean, yeah, if you have a question or something that you think you need to answer, just try to keep in mind if you don't get a response immediately or whatever that I am trying to get to things, but it's not always feasible. All right. So we need level 4. So Pelly, because it doesn't look like those other ones were coming up how I was afraid. We can switch this to 5. Are you going to abandon the vanilla air system? I mean, we never used the vanilla tech system. It's just we need the actual levels as indicators for things. Other than that, it's not used. Hey, Connor. All right. Let's do this. Let's go directly to Air 5. Now let's see what happens.
Control achieved.
This should be okay. So it's not putting the ones for the area you're going directly into. Which we can sort out. But let's say we go... Let's see what happens if we start in Era 2. Why did Biss just blow up? Because Biss blew up... Biss was blown up in the time period of Era 3, so if you start in Era 4 or 5, it was already dead. Same with Carta if you start in Era 5, because it blew up during all the Sun Crusher stuff. Alright, so I think... We'll need an alternate method to make stuff pop up for the first era it's in after you start.
Mission log updated.
Let's see what happens if we build the recruitment thing, or build the Air 3 change. You can have multiple prerequisites for an event.
Planetary control
All right.
achieved.
That worked. We got the event for finishing it. Karnor should make his speech in a little bit. I think 2 weeks later. Okay, so it should come up now-ish. What's the Jack's request? 82nd? No, after. Yeah, after. Yeah. Alright, so that isn't working.
Constructing unit.
Might need to make a fourth thing that checks for what already happened. You plan on giving all area-specific leaders holograms, or are you going to remove those at a later point? Neither. We're making ones for whichever... Oh, it worked. We're making some for whichever we can, but there's a lot of characters that say a lot of things, so we won't be able to always have it like that. Because doing them requires making a model and skin for those characters, and character models are one of the harder things to do, especially if it's just going to be used for a holocron like that. So Benjin was working on a couple. I did some of the earlier ones, like the Dala and Isard ones, Zinj, and then Benjin did the Delvardis one recently. But it's the kind of thing where we want to get as many as we can done, but it's not necessarily going to be always possible to have as many as we'd like. Okay, but that worked. Let's see when Dala makes her request. It's going to be kind of difficult to tie the unlocks for the leaders to things properly, because we do need enough of a delay, but it's in a different file. Is the neutral zone channel still a thing? Alright, so Dala requested. That's good. Do we get the holocron? There, okay. So that's good.
Unit in production.
System control achieved.
Alright, now we're in Dala's era. Is it possible in the future world devastators can destroy? Well, now that we have influence as a thing, it makes it possible to actually have negative effects for things like planet destruction, so it's not impossible that we'd start including those. Like stripping resources from planets with world devastators or galaxy gun or whatever. It's more likely now than before that we'd do it, but that isn't a promise. Okay, is... Did we get a speech from Dala for finishing? I don't think we did. All right. I'm actually gonna check the stream VOD for a second. So Okay, we finished it, and then... No, that never finished. Okay. Is there a way to get a hold of the debug.exe without talking to Petroglyph? I mean, not really. They put it where they put it, and then like if anyone else gave it out, that's the... They're just giving out a copy of the game at that point, so it's... Alright, so this needs to change to... That was completed... E-level 4. Because I think when I set this up initially, I was thinking that it would progress through everything when it's set up if you start at a later era, but it seems like that doesn't actually happen, so it's not really necessary.
Enemy fleet approaching.
Oh, enjoy. I was out of commission for most of yesterday because of that. It was fun, but it was a lot. That was like most of a bottle of Crown Royal that I drank. Alright, so that's that. People are allowed to ask whatever they want. Alright, so let's try that again. And let's just start in era 3, because those are the ones we're concerned about. First, let's take a look here. GC start, story tech level 2. But this doesn't even do anything, does it? Era start checker. Do these even matter? No, they do. It might be better to have it based in Lua. Okay, well, let's see.
System conquered.
So we might need to make another Lua function that tells the script to do certain things at the start, just to make sure other things get prompted properly.
Mission log updated.
Unit.
Yeah, because otherwise it's not going to fire those events. I think I know what we got to do. Alright, we get the thing from Jax. That's all switched. We should get the thing from Dala. So that should be in a couple weeks. Rhino Authority has conquered Corellia. Alright, I'm waiting until I have your message, Dala. Alright, we get the message. We cannot leave the Empire in the hands of fools like us. We should get the holocron, yep. Which guy looks like a Romulan? The game's always had Lua support. Lua is used for a lot of like the base game's campaign and everything. There's always been Galactic Conquest stuff that uses Lua. This guy, Titus Clev. Does he look like a Romulan? I guess he kind of looks like Leonard Nimoy after some extra snacks or something. Alright, so I know what's going on there at least. What we need to do is have another thing that tells the game. I don't know if we can have multiple. I think we can have multiple flags set. So it'll determine the faction, and then we need to get the tech level. Might even have to do a lot more with this. Yeah, there'll eventually, not the ones that have the rocket launcher on their arm immediately, that'd come eventually, but the roll will be there. So you visually won't be able to see it right now because we have to actually make the rocket launcher arm model, but the effect will be there. Alright, so we need tech level. Probably don't even need to set that twice, but either way. And we need just basically this again. We need to know what the starting tech level is. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's good. Start level 1. Actually, we don't even need 5. We just need 4 because starting at level 1 already works. So 5, 4, 3, 2. What do you think of our Disney Overlord's plans for future Star Wars? I like that there's going to be more movies and TV shows. I mean, that's really all that boils down to. Because having more visual media tends to mean we get more in the way of new ships and stuff. So, that I like. Especially because I've been watching, obviously, movies and shows more than I've read new canon books. But a lot of that is also time constraints. I don't know what you're going to do in an Obi-Wan series, though. That's my only problem with that. Alright, what was I doing? Let's open this. We need an AI notification event. I'll keep this all up here. Because this all seems to work for disabling earlier ones, but it doesn't seem to work for everything else we needed to do. So we need this set of events here. That'll go there. And this is just a block comment that it's only organizational stuff. All right, so GC start force level 2, and what did I call everything? Start level 2. Obviously I need to finish that, but and the reward will be different. So we go here. If tech level equals 2, if tech level equals 3, if tech level equals 4, if tech level equals 5. Alright, I was putting on music. Do you plan on having more AT walkers in the game, like the AT-MP? The AT-MT? Like there are other options we have, but walkers tend to be harder to do. The AT-MT, like the spider walker, probably wouldn't do because that would be really, really messy in the game. But there are some, especially for Fall of the Republic, that we plan to add later. Why are the Providence class carriers so small and weak in Fall of the Republic, or does it just look like... Providences aren't that big. They're only 1,100 meters. 1,137 meters, so Like they're, I don't know what size you're expecting for them, but they're, I think that actually makes them shorter than recusants. But ships weren't that big in that period. I might be thinking of recusant. Yeah, it's 1088 for the Providence carriers. I think 1137 is the recusant. But they're strong, it's just they're as strong as they should be for their size. Same with Veners, but people have this idea of them as these like super powerhouse ship, but that's really not the case. Like they can do a lot of damage, but they're as small as anything else. Well, it wasn't the only Trenches wasn't the only Providence dreadnought, but that is a different ship class, the much bigger one. You got a chance to develop your own game and IP painlessly. What type of story do you think you'd tell? I don't know. That isn't really. We haven't gone too in depth with that. Like we used to have before we did Ascendancy. Ascendancy was supposed to be our own universe that we were going to be working in, but obviously we turned it into a Star Wars mod. So I don't think we even need a reward for this. We just need start force level 3. We just need all right, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so let's scroll on down and show them what they've won. Hello there. The Dreadnought was about 2,000 meters. How do you do your 3D models? I've actually, on my data, or on my lore channel, Corey's Datapad, I have, I've done some videos on that. Like, I've shown some time-lapse videos of doing some models. I think so far it was just the CR90 and the Beta class cruiser, but that kind of shows the process quickly. I wasn't sure if I should put those videos on just Datapad or here as well, but just kind of went with that. So level 4, alien requests level 4, or DC start level 4. E level 5, or GC Force start level Ferv. Level Ferv. Fisva. There. I think that's it. Yeah, Operation Cinder is Disney canon, not Legends. Are there any other RTS games out there that have both space and ground combat like an Empire at War? I don't think anything else did it. I think Empire at War is the only game that has it directly like that. Especially with Galactic Conquest as a thing too. Alright, let's give this a shot.
System conquered.
Alright, cool. So that's worked. Let's try going to an earlier one where there's going to be a request. So I think Era 3 is a good one to go to because it's such a split one. Actually, you know what? Let's go backwards. Nope. Hey. Why are you doing that? Whatever. Fine. Era 3. Jerk. The game is rebelling against me. For everything I've done for it. Alright, Palpatine's speech is there. That's good. Oh, good luck with that, Galaxy. Glad we could, I guess, push you in that direction a bit or something. However you want to phrase that. That doesn't hold me legally responsible for any repercussions there. That's really all I'm concerned about in life.
Mission log updated.
How difficult was it to implement the hyperlane system so that you can't just jump to a random planet? That's actually one of the simplest things in the game. Where I'd show you in the file, but we're just letting this run. But there's a specific line in game constants that says what radius around things people can travel. And we just set that really low, and that way they have to follow the trade routes. So it makes it a bit more tedious making the actual trade routes themselves, because obviously there's a lot more per map. But the actual implementation of that isn't difficult. Alright, so we got all that.
Constructing unit.
Now I just kind of want to see if the events all resolve themselves. Right, yada yada, it's yours for the taking, congratulations. So that goes... And we'll get Della asking us to do stuff for her soon. They're fighting over Sauce Beacon. Should it have come up by now? No, it's 80. Oh, there it is. I'm Dalla, blah 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 blah.
Constructing unit.
You have given me no choice. I actually thought our Isard speech was like overdone and just kind of cheesy, but then when we were reading the X-Wing series, I was like, oh yeah, that was a direct quote of something she said. So how do we test balancing? Well, the first thing is that we have a spreadsheet that covers all the stats of all the ships, and what is this? Completed? Yes, cool. But yeah, so we have a spreadsheet that tracks all the stats for all the ships, and then that gives some like DPS data. It gives the values that we use for AI combat power, and it sort of sees how much firepower, how much health strength you're getting per unit cost. So that's like very basics of it. That gives us a starting point, and then in game we just try as many combinations of whatever we can. Now we also have the instant action mode, which will make it a lot easier to do direct one-on-one comparisons and get a little bit more clear and repeatable data, which is the difficult part, on how things perform, like what other factors impact it, like if firing arcs are making certain ships worse than they should be, and that kind of thing.
Enemy fleet approaching.
Ever needed to develop something like your own debugger for any of the mods? Well, there's the debug exe that Petroglyph gave us like last year or the year before, which is very helpful. But Pox has made a Lua framework, an Empire at War Lua framework, as a testing environment, which he's still working on, but is a thing. So that kind of counts. The time for Pelion speech is actually quite long. It's 240 weeks. Or not 240 weeks, 240 seconds. So I think we're just going to say that it's probably working. Does this blowing up only happen if you don't do the event button? I never tried it. So the only way it blows up is if you start after the point where it blew up. Because the idea with the era stuff is that the starting point is accurate to Star Wars, but the progression from there is up to the player. So let's see. I assume we don't get the speeches starting this way. You make it so you can create your own warlord faction. You can't really do that kind of customization in game. And we're pretty much out of faction slots. Like, you'd have to do that, you'd have to be able to set a roster in game, set planet starts in game. None of that would really be feasible. Oh, look, that actually worked. So what was that doing differently? Huh. It's actually working the same way the other one did. All right, so speaking of Pox's projects, how's the Galactic Map editor going? So that's something that Pox, myself, and Bob were all working on, and there's also some the Stargate mod team kind of got brought in it. But basically, we work on it when we need a new function for it. So it being released is like not a priority, really. It's just whatever we need it to do. Because if we just put it out there, there's a lot of like modding knowledge people need to be able to use it at the current moment. And at a certain point, if we spend enough time polishing that, it kind of ruins the point of having it in the first place. So it's ideally will get released, but it's not something that we're focusing a lot on. Would it be possible for a ground version of instant action mode? It's possible, but it's a lot more complicated.
Planetary control achieved.
Alright, so that all works. Will Dirge be a hero for the Separatists and Father Republic? Yeah, but not in the first version. Because we don't have the model done for him or the Nova Sword.
System conquered.
Alright, so we need to see if this actually works properly on air progression. So let's see. Alright. Have I disabled the spy building? God damn it, I have. Alright, so that's fine. That seems to work better, at least. We need to check the Imperial one because this is where the unlocks for Project Ambition would be. And everything. Alright, so let's put this, instead of being a story trigger, it's going to be story elapsed. And that's going to be how long of a delay? $80. Then I think it's usually 80 seconds. So this should be 80 seconds as well. This should be 80 seconds. And it is kind of weird that Hellions would come as soon as it does, but I think we'll just standardize that for now. Unlock Dala Regicide, that should be 80 seconds. Unlock Pelion Regicide, that should be 80 seconds. The only concern there would be if it switches before it's supposed to. Have you ever modded base game EW? You mean like before Forces of Corruption? Because the mod actually started before Forces of Corruption was announced. So the initial builds of Thrawn's Revenge, we were working on Base Empire War. I think that's where the Galactic Civil War mini-mods were released for. I don't think Forces of Corruption was a thing yet. Alright, let's it's gonna be harder to do the and Thrawn. Well, we'll see. Let's start that off. Just Era 1. Will Jango Fett be a hero for the Separatists in Era 1 is the first era after the Battle of Geonosis. So in order to allow people like Jango to still be there, we're having Era 1 start concurrently with Battle of Geonosis. But anything that starts after that, anything that's set after the Battle of Geonosis, he wouldn't be there.
Planetary control.
It's also possible he'll just be in like skirmish or something. Alright, so let's see how those work. So it'll take a bit more time. But ideally it'll mean that stuff isn't coming up until you can't start the era changes until after they've come up. The alternative is also just making them take longer to build, which I kind of like, as opposed to doing this. Because this has the potential side effects of the events that make it lock and unlock happening out of order, which would not be ideal. Alright, so her speech is happening, and we're able to get it. That works. Can I help you, Phil? Alright. Units have retreated to Fondor, so that's where all the stuff went from Abregido and Kalist. Wait for her speeches to go away, and then we can open this again. So Project Ambition went over correctly. And Thrawn will come up in a second. What's been the largest technical challenge during my time modding? The save bug that came up last year. Probably the biggest one. And that took a patch from Petroglyph to fix for everyone. As mods were thinking it was something that we had done, when really it's just the game can't save and load with so much memory usage. It overflows memory pointers and beyond 2 gigs and then doesn't load saves anymore. Which is why it's so different working on the Steam versus the non-Steam versions, and why we haven't been able to put out a non-Steam version yet. And even when I explain that to people, I still get the same people posting comments asking where it is and yelling at us that it needs to come out sooner. But especially now that we have to work around both of those, it's especially annoying having to cut stuff to get around it. We have those events, so that's all in there. Good.
Unit in
Get Thrawn.
production.
Enemy fleet approaching.
Enemy fleet is about to invade Wilbringi.
Enemy fleet approaching.
Moving to coordinates.
Tactical battle imminent.
You guys can have it. Alright, so we have Thrawn now. And they're invading Kietrek.
Tactical battle imminent.
Not fighting that. Okay. We'll see if that sets the thing as complete.
System lost.
It does. I really think the better thing to do is just make the build time longer for them. That's simpler.
Tactical battle imminent.
There's fewer edge cases that can mess that up.
Destroyed.
But this is probably the cleaner way to do it as far as in-game presentation. So it's probably worth just sorting out those edge cases later. The next thing we'll have to do is not every warlord has an event for every era. Okay, so I think we're gonna just say pretty confident that that is fixed. We'll probably just make the starting events fire for them for everything.
System control achieved.
Which programs are used to create the Allo and Ala? 3ds Max 9 and Blender. Those are the only programs that have any kind of Empire or exporting support. And the Blender plugin isn't publicly released yet, I don't think.
System control achieved.
Alright, obviously Zinj we don't need to do a different starting message because he's dead. But what do we do for the other one? No, they should get their own unique ones for everything. So we actually don't need to do that right now.
System conquered.
Yeah, so that's done with what it needs to be right now. And I do think we want to have it so that in both Imperial Civil War and Fall of the Republic, in instant action, you can still bring in units to... or after the battle has started. So we're going to move away from using those bases, because the tokens are a bit better to work with. So where is that? Instant action bases. This is going to go... That's... This is the Republic. That's going to go like that, and then I'm just going to comment... Actually... I'm going to leave it how it was, but I'm going to comment it out. I'm just not sure if this will disable the abilities, which would be sad, but we might have to live with that. Because it is helpful having micro jump. I do plan on doing more modding tutorials. I just haven't picked any specific topics yet. With the sound files, it's I can't remember what the format of it is. It's WAV or MP3 that you need to use. But it's relatively simple. Suppose that's something I could do in one of them. Alright. Instant action.
Mission log updated.
So these guys, we don't actually need. Oh, I forgot to comment them out.
We await your orders. Right away, sir.
Yeah, it doesn't mean we can't use the abilities.
At your service, my lord.
So let's go back on in there. And data, scripts, story, I think. Is it in here? No, it wouldn't be in here. So scripts, story, battle remnant. There we go. So we don't need any of this anymore, because that won't be a thing. Oh, Phoenix Melon. So I want to make invulnerable. Do I have that guide? So unit object commands. Okay, it's just called make invulnerable. So this is Lua. Neither C nor C sharp. Right, so this can all go away. And rebel spawn marker dot. I think that's what it wants. I don't know if this will stop stuff from shooting at it is the problem. Let's see if I do have that correct. Yeah, okay. Hey look, it's Pox. Alright, do I need to do anything else for that? I don't think so. This isn't really necessary, but... What is this song playing? Get out of here.
Mission log updated.
I guess they should have Minor Fog of War reveal. Let's do that before we get in anywhere. Let's make it reveal pretty much the whole map. And let's go. Modding Empire at War so easy if I say models and effects are. I mean, it's easier if you do have the assets, but it depends on what you're doing. Like if you're just adding units and you already have all the models and skins you need, then it's easy. But if you're doing more complicated stuff, then it's more complicated.
Mission log updated. We await your orders.
Upgrade in progress. Upgrade
away, sir.
complete. Upgrade in progress. Upgrade in progress.
Stay vigilant.
Alright.
Complete. Upgrade complete.
Let's say we'll work only on eras and some ready units. Well, and again, it depends on exactly what you're doing.
Upgrade in progress. Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete.
Get yourself a smile order.
Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete.
Head to those coordinates.
Because that can still be really broad.
Upgrade in progress.
Like if you're just adding in units that you already have assets for, again, that's easy. If you're trying to make like events and stuff happen with era changes and tech levels and stuff, then that's
upgrade
going to be more difficult. Like if you're doing like fully fleshed out story missions, then that's fairly complicated.
Upgrade complete.
Alright, let's see if they're going to be able to shoot. Alright, it makes you invulnerable, but it doesn't make you not targetable.
Right away, sir. Stay vigilant.
Upgrade in progress. Upgrade complete.
We await your orders.
Well, what do you mean by new eras, though? You can't add another tech level to the game, if that's what you mean, without doing it in a very roundabout way that, again, requires a lot more story scripting.
Get yourself a smile order.
After the stragglers.
Star Destroyer standing by. Moving to
They're
coordinates.
coming in quick.
Vigilant standing by.
Launch bay is gone. Enemy craft. Taking fire.
Stay vigilant.
Hitting us.
Head to those coordinates. Right away, sir.
Upgrade
We
in
await your
progress.
I do want stuff to still be buildable after the
Star Destroyer reporting.
the battle starts.
Upgrade
I
complete.
wonder if unit behaviors will...
Upgrade
Let's do that. XML... I think it's in units templates. Where are you? I think I put it somewhere that it would be in both mods without having to recode anything. Bases... Templates frigates. Hmm. We need to make it a unit that they don't think is a unit. I don't want to have to make it cloak, because the game still kind of knows where that is. I've done a tutorial on the channel before on how to make custom Galactic Conquests or edit Galactic Conquests. Is it hard to rig ships that have fighters not auto-launch modems? Some had a UI control similar to the SSD that allows manual launch. That's just an ability you put on the ship and then it handles the same spawning behaviors only with a button. With Thrawn's Revenge, it would be more difficult because we don't use the basic spawning, or the base game spawning logic. We have that controlled from Lewis script, which tracks all the fighters. Because the way that ability works is it just spawns whatever the code is going to tell it to spawn in the basic loadout. If you're doing it to anything else, it's simple. If you're doing it to Thrawn's Revenge, it would require significantly reworking the fighter spawn script.
We await your orders.
Upgrade in progress. Upgrade complete.
Right away,
Upgrade
sir.
complete.
Stay vigilant. At your service, my lord.
Upgrade in progress.
Vigilant standing
Upgrade
by.
complete.
Alright, it still works. Nope. That's not good. Alright, so we can't get rid of all those behaviors, unfortunately. If we just hide it, what does that... I don't think that'll do what we want, but... Uh... I don't know if I can actually do what I want to do here. I wonder if stealth will work. You might have to force it to use a stealth ability. And then make sure there's nothing that can detect it. But I'm pretty sure the AI still knows it's there. Which probably isn't a huge problem. I mean, we can't have it manually use the abilities, which isn't important. But we can try to make that happen. It'll still be visible, obviously. I'm not going to put the mesh on it. Who has it? Vengeance? Because we can force the ability to turn on through Lua anyways. How about creating a new faction? Playable factions can involve a lot of work. It's a bit more complicated than a lot of other things, yeah. So let's pop that in there. We don't want self-destruct. We want stealth destruct. Stealth symbol. Stealth symbol. No. Is that in here? Force cloak. Can I just do that? I don't think there's ever been a full tutorial on adding a faction. I think we'll try that. We can remove the UI thing if we need to.
Mission log updated.
We await your orders.
Upgrade in progress. Upgrade complete.
Enemy forces
Right.
At your service.
Hey!
Right away, sir.
Ah!
Stay vigilant.
I'm right here and you don't even know it.
Head to those
Okay.
coordinates.
Now we're gonna launch a surprise attack. Okay, no, we're not.
Upgrade in progress.
What?
Right away, sir. Stay vigilant.
Oh, I think the expiration second ran out. Or at least we know that's working.
Vigilant.
Hey, you can't do this.
Upgrade in progress.
I
All right.
am ready. Attack formation.
Oh, that wasn't enough?
My will.
Upgrade in progress.
Then guess what?
Upgrade complete.
No one.
We're getting another one.
Detected. Go after.
Alright, so that worked. For the most part. And we're going to change the expiration seconds to -1, which should be infinite. Yeah, we made it, like, kill most of it, but not entirely. Because otherwise it was kind of silly. Alright. Pop it
Mission
in
log
there.
updated.
Doo-doo-doo.
We await your orders.
Upgrade in progress. Upgrade complete.
Right away, sir.
Oh, I think it happened when I told it to target the...
At your service, my lord.
I think that, yeah, I told it to target the thing, so that cancels the invisibility. What do you think you're doing?
Vigilant standing by.
Upgrade in progress. Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete. Upgrade in progress.
We await
Upgrade
your orders.
complete. Upgrade in progress. Upgrade in progress. Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete.
Star Destroyer standing by.
Upgrade
Your service, my
complete.
lord. Stay vigilant. Head to those coordinates.
Upgrade in progress. Upgrade complete. Upgrade in progress.
Star
Upgrade
Destroyer reporting in.
complete.
Heavy victory
Upgrade
standing
complete. Upgrade complete.
Enemy forces ahead.
Upgrade
Vigilance standing
complete.
by.
Alright, so I'm an idiot.
Stay vigilant.
Let's see.
Mission log updated.
It may not accept -1
We
there.
await your orders.
Upgrade in progress.
We've
Upgrade
located the
complete.
enemy.
At your service, my lord. Head to those coordinates. Right away, sir.
Yeah, doesn't seem to want to accept -1. So make it an absurdly long amount of time. So the symbol isn't tractor beaming ships. Ships are tractor beaming the symbol. See if this works.
Mission log updated.
We await your orders.
Upgrade in progress. Upgrade
forces
complete.
ahead.
Right away, sir. Stay
Alright,
vigilant.
so we'll just have to
Head to those coordinates.
let it do what it's doing.
Stay vigilant. Head to those coordinates.
Where are you going? You want to destroy
Right away, sir.
the markers that you don't know are there?
Head to those coordinates. At your service, my
That's
lord.
not okay.
Vigilance standing by. Right away, sir.
Upgrade in progress. Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete. Upgrade in progress.
Stay vigilant.
Alright, if I tell it to attack something,
They will perish.
will it ever actually come out of stealth? Like if people misclick? Because it doesn't have any weapons, so it can't actually fire
To those
anything.
coordinates.
Alright, no, we're good.
Right away, sir.
Upgrade in progress. Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete.
Alright. So that all works. Data ICW to FOTR. Okay. We do still need to make it so you can play as the other factions,
Mission
but
log updated.
I'm hoping I don't have to do too many revamps of everything for that. Because I'm pretty sure at the very least we'll have to do a map. One of the problems right now is that they're marked to be invisible, which is not helpful. But That's a model edit I need to do.
Upgrade in progress. Upgrade in progress.
Enemy forces
Right away,
ahead.
sir. Stay vigilant.
Upgrade
Head
complete.
to those coordinates.
Upgrade in progress. Upgrade in
Right
progress.
away, sir. Stay vigilant. They will perish. Head
Upgrade
to those
complete.
coordinates.
Upgrade complete.
Right away, sir.
Upgrade complete. Upgrade.
We add new planets by using them.
Head to those coordinates. Right away, sir.
Well, I'm not talking about the video I
Stay
did
vigilant.
using the GC editor. That'd be a different thing. I don't think I've done a tutorial on adding
Right away,
planets
sir.
to the game. You have to do that manually through XML. Someone else may have released an editor that allows creating it, but I don't remember.
Upgrade in progress. Upgrade complete.
Alright, switch to symbol spawning permaspawns. There we go. Alright, what next? I never thought about what the more was. I don't know if I can switch the affiliation of those in-game. No, we'll have to do another map, which is annoying, but probably not something worth watching for this. Alright, well I think that's actually going to do it. I'm trying to play Eric Rescue from Arrow 2, I'm getting the PA and all their heroes sitting on Intral at the start. Is it an intentional bug? Like, I'm pretty sure Intral is controlled by them. I'm not sure what the problem there is. I'm gonna say not a bug, but I'm not sure exactly what's happening. The fact that they only control that planet is intentional, because they'd sort of nominally lent support to Thrawn, but we didn't want to make it so that you had nothing, so that people could actually play those eras. But yeah, so I think that's going to do it for today's stream. I was gonna stream some other stuff later. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that now, but yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. If you want to see more like this, I do it every week, at least Mondays afternoons. Sometimes I do it more impromptu throughout the week as well, like this one and the one we did yesterday. But yeah, thanks again for watching, and see you next time. Bye, everyone.